this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the... There's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the hook up to Landry. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you look... a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he comes back with one complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they like his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Watson looks to throw again. He's going to air one out for Anderson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Fake here on first down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And got his man complete. A big play there for the Dolphins. And even 50 yards. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his 21st touchdown of the season. As these guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now at the line, ready for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know, you're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where we're going to be and what do we need to get. And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Raekwon McMillan. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
to throw instead. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going for it. It's Watson. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
They run it with Balaj. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. The Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Trying to get it to Landry there. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. Able to push his way through. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Given 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Now a throw for the left
I
side.
had to leave that route, man. I have to leave that route.
score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. From the 29, Watson. And incomplete here. So a little razzle-dazzle on that one. But they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Call it no gain on the dump off. And it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands, having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Watson now, operating from the gun, escaping the pressure right, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, Watson. He's got his man. That's Landry. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And touchdown. Jarvis Landry. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They did nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try to get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They'll run here with Balazs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Lamb. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Where they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. One that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. There he goes right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Well, no, I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchdown. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
They'll start with a give here to Balazs. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving around, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Balazs. He finds an opening past the 40. He's got daylight. 20. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he will his third touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
On first down, it's Watson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he'll get this down at the 12-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
That really sets him back. A loss of 6. And he'll give it here to his running back. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. Looking to throw. And it's caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. To Johnson again. This is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Ty Johnson as time expires in the first half. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Big decision there. They say forget the field goal and go for it. It pays off.
I wonder who was in the ear of the head coach on this one. Did he make this call on his own? Or maybe the analytics coach got involved. And a lot of times you talk about that all week before the game. Hey, if we're in certain situations, analytics actually says do it this way, which might be against the norm. And it paid off for them in a really nice way.
Cashing in, and they're on the final play of the first half. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on here.
That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Miami. 62 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. From 4 yards out, the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now it's starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Well, it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. Just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right?
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. And they rattle off a big one. 44 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where rush coming in. He's taken down.
But no chance to start to have a good drive quite like the big Rex on the sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at third long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Gonna need something special here on third and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
What?
To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain of 22. And he NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. The delay of game backs them up 5, first and 15. Now Watson operating from the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the completion. It'll be second down.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gain, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. this one he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up first and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can just about what you got.
As he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game.
So the ball position now is second and goal. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Operating from the gun, Watson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down near the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. At the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. Because A, we got the playoffs coming up, obviously. What are you, crazy? And then B, we have the awards, the stats, the Pro Bowls. Obviously, we can look at that, but it's a little more annoying. But we can look at the Pro Bowl, and that's about that. If you're excited, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, channel PK. It doesn't matter what league we're in. The sellout's going to be there, all right? So first things first, let's take a look at the division. The standings in general. The Ravens at number 1, we did lose to them. It was an unfortunate loss. We were technically I'd say third best because obviously you have to count the number 1 team in the NFC. Second best in wins, though. Of course, we just beat Lance and the Vikings. Some decent teams. I think the NFC as a whole has better record, I think, but the top half of the AFC is filled with a lot of really hard teams to beat. The Bengals are projected the number 1 overall pick, I believe. How do they decide this? Road wins, maybe? I think it goes overall wins, divisional wins, then does it go head-to-head matchup, and then by similar games? I don't know how the hell not that EA would even code that into the game. At first glance, you would probably say that the Bengals did worse, right? Because they don't have a single road win, and road wins are harder. I don't know. But I don't know, there's a chance, because they gave up. Well, actually, that would mean, yeah. And it might go for points. I don't care. Who cares? Honestly, who the hell cares? That is what it looks like. If you want to take a better look at this, here's the AFC. Jets made this the playoffs at 8-8. It was better than what it could have been. At one point, it was like 5-6 or something. It was like, okay, dude. Let's take a look at the NFC side. Like I said, better overall record, but when you're looking, compared to the users, I think the AFC is a little bit harder, especially when you have to face Lamar Jackson and the speed there. Right, so let's take a look at these stats now. Of course, we'll leave Ward's last. Mariota went off yet again. Was it better than last year, though? Like, touchdowns were better, but were we more efficient? So, definitely better, because we threw 12 picks exactly both times. A little bit better in the pass rating, a little bit better in the yards, and then a ton better in the touchdowns. Took a slight bit less of sacks. The fact that we're so consistent. I mean, look at this. Only one less completion percentage. Yards per attempt, similar. Yards per game, slightly better. Attempts, 4 different attempts, 4 more, with 1 less completion. That's crazy, isn't that? Like, that's actually pretty insane. Rushing wise, I mean, pretty damn close. We're a little more efficient. I think it's because we won by more, so we had less actual kneel downs with Mariota. We really don't run much with him. Imagine we actually did start cheesing with him. Not that he's super easy to cheese with, but 8 fumbles last year, 5 this year. 2 of ours came from the same game this year. I believe it was early on, actually. 3, 2, I don't even remember. But that's the passing. Now, close your eyes for the rushing. Ronald Jones obviously hurt for quite a bit. He was pretty much hurt for 7 games. He played 10, but no less than that. He was probably hurt for literally 8 games, because obviously the last game that he played, one of the games he played, he got hurt throughout the majority, and then obviously the injury one, I think, was halfway through the game. So 622 yards, 6.1 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns is kind of gross. He didn't fumble though, broke 20 tackles. Longest run was 50. How the hell did Balaj and Deion Lewis have those bigger runs? I don't know. Jalen Hurd, of course, he got hurt for a while too, but obviously we're now finally healthy. We combined for a total of 4, 6, 10 rushing touchdowns, 13 if you want to count Mariota. Had 8 fumbles, only 3 if you don't.
Another try after the first down sack. Watson. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Who's kind of like love, you know? Really gotta keep your options open. Explore different flavors, different cuisines. Get you a little Greek, Thai, enchilada, Indian, fried is spice light. But whatever you do, don't settle down with one restaurant. Find a restaurant that you love. And if my restaurant is listening,
I want to count Mariota. And then rushing-wise, I mean, how many yards is that? 600, 800, 1,400, 1,600 if you want to count Marcus. Now here's receiving. Batson, I'm going to spoil it for myself. Did he make the Pro Bowl? No! He didn't make the Pro Bowl. That sucks. Did Corey Davis make the Pro Bowl? Probably not. I don't really care if he does or not, to be fair. Wait, Pro Bowl appearance? Maybe he did. I'm just blind. Damn it. How the hell did Corey Davis make the Pro Bowl? It was worse, technically. Damn, man. Okay, maybe it does matter. Oh, well. Jonnu Smith. Pro Bowl? Excuse me? Pro Bowl? 862 yards, 9 touchdowns. He actually finished with a better season than I thought he did. If he somehow went to Superstar, that would be the most OP, cheese, undeserved thing in the history of things. But hey, don't complain. I'll tell you what. So obviously Ronald wouldn't have made the Pro Bowl. But maybe the voters just liked his name. You know, he's kind of a legend right now. Blocking. This is the offensive line. How many of our guys made the Pro Bowl? Imagine. Hey, Conklin didn't. In fairness, he probably didn't deserve to. He kind of was trash. Progression. 5 from really Taylor Lewan. Really? People don't even use a great pass rusher. Ali Marpet deserves it. I was going to say how, but he deserves it. Obviously not Nate Saffold, I think, may have made it as well, though. No, he didn't. All right, defensively, Gilbert, probably no chance at a Pro Bowl, right? No, he did not. Yeah, Brown, doubt it, but you never know. I think he goes by overall as well. Let's take a look. Actually, we should be doing this now. This is so, crappy. So sack totals, Harold Landry with 22 and 22. Maybe a little bit, maybe I'm a little... Ooh, he made the Pro Bowl! Okay, you might think, oh wow, shocking, a 22 sack player made the Pro Bowl. But I think there was 3 guys ahead of him. I didn't know that they brought 4. Does it not matter? Do they maybe just put one there? You think about some people are left and some are right, and we might have made the Pro Bowl simply based on having a different position. Sack totals outside of Harold were very bad, though. You know, Jeffrey Simmons, I believe, had, how many was it? It was at least 10 last year, right? Was it at least 10? 10 sacks last year, a bit of a drop in production, 20 less tackles, 3 less sacks, a couple less tackles for a loss. You know, not as good of a season at all. You know, Cameron Wake, he really opened the door for a lot of these players. Aaron Lynch, absolute disgusting disappointment. We can find a pass rush, we're probably going to go for one. Maybe move Aaron Lynch to DT, because once again, we don't know Jarrell Casey's future. He's a great player, once again, took a dip as well. But he's still a great player. We may remove him as a captain, though. 10.5 last year, 6 this year. Tackles are similar, though, so at least there's some sort of consistency. Big totals. Adoree Jackson. Did he make the Pro Bowl? Obviously did. You guys crazy. I believe this is now 24 picks in 2 years. It is very consistent. 1.5 extra sacks, more yards per return, and 2 touchdowns this year. So there's a chance he goes up to superstar, which would be absolutely insane. That's the biggest dev up we could get. And I would say, besides Mariota, but honestly, it's going to be very hard to get his overall up even close to a 90 anyways. Amani Cooker, Pro Bowl, okay. I mean, that's kind of close. We do have some upgrades as well. Of course, Acrobat's such a legend. Absolutely legendary. 12 picks. What a season. Absolutely great season. Gilbert with 8, Byard with 8, Jonathan Jones with 6, Jayon with 3, Tony with 2, Cruikshank with 2, Butler and Michael Davis with 1 each. Kicking, Jake Elliott, 100% on the extra points. And the worst part is, his only miss was my fault. It's so brutal. It wasn't a decision-making. It was just, that just happened. But here is the full stats for passing. Daniel Jones with 5,200 yards, 38 touchdowns, 27 picks. Pretty damn good for, you know, a normal guy with probably like a 73, 74 overall. He's looking okay now, though. Decent. Let's take a look at who has the longest pass. Dak Prescott threw a 100-yarder. Derek, what the hell kind of cheating are you doing? Sack totals, the most goes to Drew Lock. We probably had a decent bid. I mean, compared to everyone else, not terrible. He did alright. Alright for himself. We're the least of the actual players that count. I suppose Tom Brady's the closest, 23 sacks. Actually, my phone
she said,
not bad.
I cook your food before she get here.
Couple decent
She want to play the can't when she get here.
Expect more. You almost
you're in the game, so I guess you finish.
Usually you see about 7 or 8 now. I mean, that's pretty shocking. Lamar Jackson with an amazing season as well. Anyone else? I'm just quickly going to glance through. No crazy numbers lower than this. 47 flats. Like not. Most touchdowns goes to Mariota with 53.
14-35. I sacked 35-17. Sacked him, he fumbled, ran back for a touchdown. He got a kick return, stripped and fumbled.
And then, of course, we ended up in a bit of a shootout.
He was
Pick
mad.
totals. Herbert 49 lads. Can we not?
He can hear me.
Can we not? So the lowest completion percentage of the true eligible players is Justin Herbert with 54%. Derek Dak is a decent quarterback. He should not be throwing 54%. 83 overall. I mean, he's a great quarterback. Just a little bit weak for my liking. Best passer rating goes to Lamar Jackson, then Mariota, then Cam, who always has a sneaky little season. Joe Burrow, a couple other guys. The lowest per
32 and 8.
Could you imagine eating at the same restaurant every night of your life forever? How you doing?
I think she's here.
You trying to tell me that?
I'm not eating anything.
Variety is the spice of life. You gotta try new things, live a little. I just got a homeboy that eats the same salad from the same restaurant day after day after day. Other people make salads.
Percentage of a guy that I think, wow, 58 point, really, mate? Are you for real? I'm disappointed. So the most yards goes to our man Breida. Obviously he's not our man, but I'm happy to see Breida succeed as always. It doesn't matter. Breida with 1879. Last year we had about 20 people with 1,000. This year we had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 guys, but a lot of them are in the lower caliber. I think we did a really good job of lowering the run blocking sliders. If anything, maybe add up to 2. So 40 run block sliders in a user league for us works. So if you're in a user league, maybe suggest that if you're getting too many crazy yards. What else do we have? Lamar Jackson didn't get to his 1,000 yards, but still, that's ridiculous. What else do we have? Breida with 10.2. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's more impressive than Ronald Jones. Like, Ronald Jones has 10.7, I think, but those run 50 sliders, and, people are gashing people. But, Jesus, this almost goes to a lot of quarterbacks, of course. That's usually how it's going to work. Now, receiving, there's a lot of names that are very high on the list. Chark, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill. We had a couple of guys up there as well. Marquise Brown with 18 touchdowns, 1350. Miles Boykin with 1290, 17. Corey Davis, 1260, 13. I don't know how the hell, what's his name? Corey Davis made the Pro Bowl. I don't even think he was higher than Batson in the award just for touchdowns. I wish I could switch them. If I could be like, hey, sorry, pal. You're already a beast, Corey Davis. I'm sorry. Ooh, look at some of the guys just barely reaching over that 1,000-yard mark. See other guys that are just below it. Most touchdowns goes to, once again, Diggs, Brown. A couple of guys there. Blocking, who gave up the most sacks? Our guys could be up there. Maybe not. Donovan Smith, Braden Smith. He's like in the 80s. He's a very good player. That's kind of shocking. Trent Brown, that's a bit shocking too. Aaron Smith, that's shocking. Some decent names giving up a lot of sacks, but I guess that's kind of how it goes. Defensively, most sacks goes to J.J. Watt, who smashed the record. Myles Garrett, of course, he pretty much allowed to since the record was 27. Aaron Donald at 25, Vaughn at 24.5, Joey at 24, Fletcher Cox at 22. Landry, of all the names, is the biggest shocker so far. Brian Burns, one of those shockers as well. Chubb, he already played well. There's some interesting names there for sure. Interesting names indeed. Let's take a look at tackles for a loss now. Gary Johnson killed it with 39, 119 tackles, 7 picks. That should be a dev up, right? What's a dev right now? Oh, that's kind of brutal. They're decent tackles. Fellas, let's see. Most tackles, probably Gary, right? Gary Johnson. And then the Devons. Back at it again. Less, turnovers kind of plays in field, but still pretty impressive stuff as usual. Take a look at picks, though. Interceptions. Patrick Peters with 16. Of course, Sherman was also on that list. I think he had 16, 15 or 16, but he may have retired, or maybe he's just not showing them up. I don't know. I don't think we're retired yet. Adoree Jet.
But fortunately for him and his crew, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Miami, they get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the losses continue to mount as they drop to 0-11 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time.